Hi, I'm Andy Levison. Welcome to video number 6 of 10 in this Quick Start instructional series, where I'll be going over audio production skills using Staten Island Community TV's new camcorders and microphones. It is a beautiful day here. There's not a cloud in the sky, but the sun is going to be getting very strong, so I have put on my SPF 70 sunscreen, and please forgive me as I put on my sunglasses and wear a hat to protect me throughout this video. As someone who has worked in video production for over 25 years, I can tell you that recording high quality audio is more important than recording high quality video, because if the audio is bad, it is just painful to listen to, and your audience will simply flip to another TV channel or click on the next YouTube video. SICTV's new field production kits include 3 microphones: the internal mic built into the body of the camcorder, this external mic mounted on top of the camcorder, and this handheld mic. So let's start with the internal microphone, built into the camcorder's body, located right on top of the lens. This internal mic is omnidirectional, meaning that it picks up sound from all directions, which is not necessarily desirable in field production, unless you are recording yourself speaking at the same time that you are operating the camcorder. However, in most filming situations, we only want the sound recorded that the camera's lens is pointed at, whether that be people or wildlife. That's why we have a premium quality shotgun microphone mounted on top of the camcorder. It's pointed in the same direction as the lens and is designed to pick up the sound of whatever the lens is pointed at and minimize picking up the sound of any extraneous noise from other directions. It also has a top-of-the-line furry windscreen to prevent very annoying wind noise. Compare the sounds of these shoreline birds recorded with the camcorder's internal microphone versus the external mic with windscreen mounted on top of the camcorder. Once again, here's the camcorder's internal mic. And this is the external mic with windscreen. As you can tell, the audio from the external mic mounted on top of the camcorder is vastly superior. Notice that there is a short audio cable coming out of the back of the external microphone and attaching to the side of the camcorder into input 2. Leave it right where it is. This is our permanent setup that's always ready to go at all times. This camcorder, like most professional camcorders, has 2 audio inputs, as we see here, input 1 and input 2. You can use input 1 to connect the professional handheld microphone that's in the same roller bag as the camcorder and all its accessories. This particular handheld microphone is the Electro Voice RE50, which is the most popular handheld mic of broadcast television news crews throughout the country. The roller bag has a side pocket that contains 2 audio cables. The black one is 15 feet long and the white one is 25 feet long. They both have the same professional XLR audio adapters on the ends, which allow them to make a connection between the microphone and the camcorder. Before connecting the cable, carefully roll it out so that there are no kinks or coils in it that someone can trip over. If care is not taken, the cable will get knotted and become a safety hazard like this. If you are going to be using the mic indoors in an area where people will be walking, the audio cable needs to be taped flat to the floor in order to prevent people from tripping. A compact roll of black and yellow gaffer's tape has been included in the field production kit for this purpose. Every month prior to the COVID-19 shutdown, I would film Staten Island's 3 community board meetings. And at every meeting, I needed to tape down multiple cables with gaffer's tape to prevent a tripping hazard. I usually use the black gaffer's tape to secure my cables to the floor and the yellow gaffer's tape on the legs of the tripod so that it catches people's eyes when I'm filming in a high traffic area where people might not notice the black legs of the tripod. If you are going to be filming outdoors, gaffer's tape will not stick to the ground, so use the white audio cable for maximum visibility, and of course make sure that it is laid out flat along the ground to avoid a tripping hazard. If you are going to be doing an interview with someone close to the camera, then you would like to use the black audio cable because it's 10 feet shorter and less visible on camera. Just be sure that you are always using a cable that is long enough for the job. You never want the cable stretched out, dangling in midair. A dangling cable is an accident waiting to happen. Incidentally, you can join the two mic cables together to extend the distance between the camcorder and the microphone. If you join the 15-foot black cable with the 25-foot white cable, it will give you a total of 40 feet to work with, which will handle the vast majority of filming situations. Now back to connecting the handheld mic to the camcorder using one of the audio cables. Line up the 3 pins on the bottom of the handheld microphone with the 3 holes on the audio cable's female end. Slide them together and listen for the click. You will know when an audio cable is securely attached when you hear the click. Now attach the other end of the audio cable to the camcorder's input number 1. And now the handheld mic, which is plugged into channel 1, you can see it working by looking at the meter on the lower right hand corner of the LCD screen that shows channel 1. You'll see the meter jumping, as well as channel 2, which is the on-camera mic. If I move the handheld mic behind me, the meter on channel 1 will go significantly lower. You're mainly getting a level on channel 2, the on-camera mic. Moving the handheld mic back to my mouth, now you'll see channel 1 on the meter jumping again just as high as channel 2. After attaching the mic cable to the camcorder, you want to create what we call a stress relief loop by attaching the cable to the arm of the tripod. This is so that if someone should trip over the cable and yank on it, it doesn't yank on the input of the camcorder and damage it and the cable. So you'll notice that if I pull on this here, it is not yanking on this stress relief loop. All the tension is taken by the arm of the tripod. By the way, if you are looking for a way to hold the handheld mic when you are not using it, you can slide it into these clips that secure the tripod legs. One of our staff discovered that these clips are a perfect fit to hold the mic. When packing up, you will need to release the audio cable from the camcorder. To release the cable on this particular camcorder is a little tricky. There is a release tab underneath the input. Pressing the tab up releases the cable and allows you to slide it out. This procedure is done in a tight space, so you will need to experiment to decide if you want to do it using 2 hands or just 1. I find it easier to use just 1 hand. With my index finger, I press up on the release tab while using my thumb and middle finger to grab onto the XLR adapter and pull straight out. Make sure that you pull straight out. Don't wiggle the XLR adapter back and forth, or you will damage the terminals of the camcorder and the pins of the cable. Also, I want to give you the tip to have the camcorder lower when you're trying to remove the cable, because it'll give you an easier angle to work with. If the camera's up here, it'll be quite awkward for your wrist to try to release that cable. It's recommended that you practice attaching and releasing the cable several times so that you are sure that you can do it when you are out on location. Now let's go over a fundamental of using microphones. In general, the closer the mic to the person speaking, the higher the quality of the sound. If I move the mic further away from me, my voice relative to the background noise will be harder to hear. So if I move the mic closer, This will give me the best quality recording possible, especially in noisy environments like this. Regarding the on-camera mic, it is much more sensitive than the handheld microphone. The on-camera mic is designed to pick up sound at a distance. Let's compare the sound of my voice picked up by both microphones when I'm standing at a distance of 10 feet from the camera. This is my voice picked up by the on-camera mic at a distance of 10 feet. And this is my voice picked up by the handheld mic at a distance of 10 feet. Once again, this is my voice picked up by the on-camera mic at a distance of 10 feet. And once again, this is my voice picked up by the handheld mic at a distance of 10 feet. Clearly, the on-camera mic is much more sensitive and better at picking up sound at a distance. But in noisy locations like this, the handheld mic placed near the mouth is the best choice. So why not use the handheld mic, keeping it close to the mouth, and simply eliminate the on-camera mic? Well, in many situations, you simply won't be able to get the handheld mic near your subject, such as when filming nature videos or sports, or when filming a public meeting where anyone in the room could be speaking at any given moment. Now let's go over the switches on the camcorder that control the microphones. On the opposite side of the camcorder's audio inputs are the audio controls. On top, there are dials to adjust the audio level manually. We are not going to use them at this point because this video covers the basics of audio using audio settings. The auto mode of this camcorder does an outstanding job in most filming situations, far better than most camcorders, so you may never find a need to adjust the audio manually. To get access to the audio controls, pull this clear plastic door open. At the top is printed CH1 and CH2, which is short for Audio Channel 1 and Audio Channel 2. And then reading down, we see that there are identical sets of controls for Channel 1 and Channel 2. The Channel 1 switches control the audio source plugged into input 1, which is our handheld mic. And the Channel 2 switches control the audio source plugged into input 2, which is always our on-camera mic. At the top of the audio switch panel, there is a switch with A and M. A is for auto and M is for manual. As mentioned, this camcorder has advanced technology that allows you to get great results with auto in most filming situations. The next switch down selects the microphone that is being recorded. If the switch is positioned to the left, the camcorder's internal omnidirectional mic will be recorded. An omnidirectional mic is designed to pick up sounds from all around. So if I pan this camcorder in a circle, my voice will maintain a relatively consistent sound. Compare that to the on-camera mic, which is very directional. It's designed to pick up sound directly out in front of the lens and minimize extraneous sound from other areas. In most cases, however, we want to switch position to the right to record the external microphones that are plugged into each of the camcorder's two inputs. Lastly, the bottom switch selects the type of sound source that is being connected. There are three choices, and the explanation of which of these three you should choose can get a little complicated and wordy. So for this basic quick start video, I'll just say to keep the switch all the way to the right to select mic plus 48V. Now I want to present the second of what I think are the two most important fundamentals of recording audio in the field. Remember, the first is placing the mic as close as possible to your subject, and the second is wearing headphones or earbuds to monitor your sound as it's being recorded. Wearing headphones or earbuds will allow you to hear the quality of the sound as it's being recorded, which is so vital when filming out in the field because there can be so many issues with background noise. The most common sources of background noise that I experience outdoors are lawnmowers, leaf blowers, airplanes and loud passing motorcycles, trucks, buses, and cars. Indoors, the culprits are most often heating systems, air conditioners, and refrigerators. Without wearing headphones to monitor your sound, these sound quality killers can easily be missed because they are such a part of our everyday lives that we unconsciously tune them out. But by wearing headphones or earbuds, it will make it clear to you that these background noises are ruining the quality of the sound you're trying to record, and that you must take action, either moving to a different location or unplugging the refrigerator, whatever you must do in order to eliminate the background sound so that you can record high quality audio. To use headphones or earbuds, plug them into the headphone port located on the back of the camcorder, just to the right of the battery. Lift the flap and you will see 3 small ports. The center one is the headphone port. You can borrow headphones from us, however, I prefer to use my own earbuds. I like that they are very lightweight and don't interfere with me wearing a hat. And I find it comforting to know that my ears are the only ones that have touched my earbuds. But that's just me. I often film with both the handheld mic and on-camera mic simultaneously, and you might do the same. Depending on the shot, I will choose one as my primary mic and the other as my backup. Whichever mic I choose as my primary, that is the only one that I will monitor with my earbuds. This camcorder provides the great feature of allowing you to change the channel you are monitoring. We have programmed a button on the side of the camcorder to do this, and we've labeled it Audio Monitor Select. Pressing the button allows you to rotate through the monitoring choices. Now with the audio meter set to channel 1 only, the handheld microphone, the camera operator would be able to focus on just my voice going into the handheld microphone. So press the Audio Monitor Select button, and again. And now with the Audio Monitor Select set to channel 2 only, this is for monitoring the on-camera mic exclusively. And then when you go into the editing room, you will lower the level of the backup mic all the way down so that it cannot be heard at all, leaving just the pure sound of the primary mic. You will only use the backup mic during your editing if there is a problem with the primary mic. When you are done filming at a particular location, you will need to detach the audio cable and roll it up carefully. As mentioned earlier, it's done by pressing up on the release tab while pulling straight out on the XLR adapter. As far as rolling up the audio cable, it may not be as easy as you think to do it without damaging it. In order to understand this, it's helpful to know a little bit about the construction of an audio cable. There are inner wires that transmit the audio signal, and those inner wires are wrapped with an insulation that's designed to prevent interference from outside sources, the most common of which is a nearby electrical cord. If the internal insulation of an audio cable has been damaged, an electrical cord nearby will introduce audio interference, usually in the form of a hum or buzz. Here's a sample of what one kind of audio interference sounds like. How does damage to an audio cable happen? Most often by a well-meaning person wrapping the audio cable around their arm with a technique that's often used to roll up ropes and electrical extension cords like this. This causes the audio cable to be forced against its natural coil and cracks the insulation. An audio cable should be wrapped with a careful over and under technique that allows the cable to follow its natural coil. When a cable is properly wrapped, it will look like this, with all the coils being the same size and laying neatly next to each other. This will preserve the life of the cable and allow the cable to provide a clean audio signal with no sound degradation from interference. Plus, There's the added benefit that the cable will easily slide into the bag's side pocket. This is what a poorly wrapped cable looks like. The loops are different sizes and they do not lay against each other because they do not follow the natural coil of the cable. Now I'm going to show you how to use the over and under technique to roll up the cable. Start with the XLR adapter that has the female end. Lay the cable across your hand with the XLR adapter facing away from you. Slide your other hand down the cable and with your fingertips twist the cable to create a loop. This is the over loop. And then you can slide the cable across your hand to create the desired loop that you want, which is about this size, so that the coil will easily slide into the side pocket of the camera bag. Now I slide my fingers down the cable again, but now I twist the cable in the other direction to create an under loop. And notice the back of my hand here winds up under the cable. That's the under loop. And I check the size of my loop to make sure it's the same size as the previous one. There we go. Now I slide my fingers down and then twist the cable in the other direction to go another over loop. Slide my fingers down again, twist the cable in the other direction to create another under loop. Once again, an over loop and an under loop. Continuing the process until I get down to the end of the cable. And then I use the Velcro strap to secure the cable. So all the loops are approximately the same size and the cable lays flat next to each other and it's ready to be slid into the side pocket of the camera bag. If the cable is wrapped correctly, you'll be able to hang it on a doorknob and pull the male end, which should be the end with the Velcro, and the whole cable will unravel without any kinks and lay perfectly flat on the floor. As you develop your cable wrapping technique, you'll be able to wrap up the cable in just a few seconds, and with this technique, you'll be set for the rest of your natural cable wrapping life. So let's time how long it takes to wrap up the 25-foot white cable. When you borrow the field production kit the first few times, it's recommended that you practice wrapping the cables over and over until it becomes second nature. And then, as you can see, that only took just a few seconds. I'll just secure it. That concludes this instructional video. I hope you got a lot of information out of it. We covered a lot of ground. As with all the videos in this series, feel free to watch them multiple times to build your knowledge and skills. In the next video, which is number 7 in this 10-part series, I will show you how to operate all of the accessories in Staten Island Community Television's new field production kit. See you then.